Hi everyone, Linda here again with you from Gumnut Lane Jewellery. In today's bonus tutorial, it's a remake of one of my older chain links, the bubble chain link. When I first made this tutorial several years ago, I didn't own a pair of 6-step pliers, so I had to mark every loop and cut each piece individually, which wasted a little bit of wire and a bit of time. Today I'll show you a much faster and more efficient method that lets you work straight from the spool and save wire, because wire is getting expensive. So that's the bubble chain link, and I'm also introducing a brand new design that I'm calling the twist bar link, this one here. So if you'd like to learn how to make those, grab your supplies and we'll get started. Okay, so I have some 18 gauge wire here on the reel. We're going to flush cut the end of this. This is my bubble link. I'm not sure now, it's roughly 3 years ago. And I have a web. This is also new camera, new iPhone I got. So hopefully the picture comes out there. I thought the picture was pretty good on the old one, but we'll see how this one comes out on this one. I think it should be better. Yes, I wanted to redo this because back when I did the original one, bubble link, I didn't have 6-step pliers back then. I only had my round nose pliers, so I had to mark on my round nose pliers the marks and all that sort of stuff. And I also too, I measured pieces of wire and made the link with that, but you still had a little bit of wastage with each one. So working off the reel and using 6-step pliers is going to make the job a whole lot easier. And yeah, so we'll just get started on it. So I'm using this set of 6-step pliers. With this mandrel here is about 1 millimeter, I think. So you need something that's 1 millimeter. And then I'm using this one here, and I'm not sure what that one is. I would say it's probably a 6 millimeter. At a guess, I would say. So 1 and 6 millimeter. Okay, we're going to start right at the end of the wire so you can't feel it, and we're just going to turn a nice little tight loop. I love this little link. I think this little link is so pretty in a chain, and you want it to come back and come off there and touch this part of the wire here. So then come in with this mandrel here. You can make these as big as you like. You can do any one of these that you like. This is just my favorite size, so you know, you just adapt it to what you like. So we've got our loop here in between our pliers, and we've got this mandrel here butted right up against the bottom of the loop, and we're just going to turn it, bring it all the way around and cross it over. Let's see if I can bring that in at a better angle for you. So you've got it crossed over there like that. Okay, we'll take that off and come in with cutters. And I'm just going to cut right there, making sure you flush cut it. Then I'm going to grab a pair of flat nose pliers. Just going to grab hold of that. Just close it up if it's not closed up fully. Okay, and then I'm going to grab hold of that big loop there with my pliers like that. If you can see that, I'm going to grab my bent nose. You can use another pair of flat nose. It doesn't matter whichever way you want to do it. And I'm going to grab hold of this little loop and just turn it up. And then just look at it and see if it's reasonably straight, which mine is. I mean, it's a little bit out of whack there, but you can fix that up, so that's not a worry. So we'll do that one more time. Flush cut. Grab your 6-step pliers, the end of that wire so you can't feel it. Turn a loop. Come in with underneath that loop and turn it around until it crosses over. This way here, there's just like no wire wastage, which I love, because copper wire at the moment is getting quite expensive. I can't believe how it's gone up in price. Let's close that up a little bit, grab hold of it. Another pair of pliers and twist. Okay, we've got 2 of those going now, so we're going to connect. I'm opening the bigger one up only because it's easier. You can open the smaller one if you want. Totally up to you how you do it. Grab hold of it, and I've got it right side facing me, and I'm going to slip in my, and I slipped it in the wrong way. Of course I did. It's a Linda's recording. Something always goes wrong. Close that loop up. And that's our little thingy here. So I've got another one here, another chain. So I'm just going to add this in just so you get a better look at what the chain looks like. This time I have to open, oh, I don't have to. I could open this one. I'll open this one because that's what we were doing. So just open that up. Make sure you got it facing the right way when you put it on. Close that loop up. Now, if you wanted to, if you don't have a tumbler, and you're just going to put this into a necklace as is, I would hammer each one of these with your rubber hammer before you connected them together, just to give them strength and so that they hold their shape and it makes it a stronger chain. But as I have a tumbler, I'm not going to worry about doing that, because once I put it through the tumbler, it will be burr-free, nice and strong, and beautifully shiny. But that's what our little bubble link looks like. They're in a chain. So when I come back, I've got one more for you, and yeah, we'll carry on with that. Okay, back with you. Now I have my tape measure out, and I've got a piece of 20 gauge wire, and it measures 20 centimeters long, which is about 8 inches. And what I've done is I've marked here, like half of that is 10 centimeters, obviously. So I've marked it at 9 centimeters and at 12 centimeters, because that's roughly how long I want my link that I'm going to make now. For this link. So you can see the marks there. I think you can. So you'd have to work that out in your inches. It's 8 inches long, so obviously it'll be 4, and you know, you want it roughly to be equal to what 2 centimeters is, which I think it's just a little bit less than an inch, if I remember rightly. I don't know. It just gets too confusing. So anyway, I want it to be, okay, the middle part, I'm going to try and work this out for you, would be 1.5 inches in between those marks there. Okay, so just work it out like that. That's the best I can figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to come in with round nose pliers, or you can use your 6-step, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to come just a little bit above that line. Where's my line gone there? A little bit above that line, and I'm just going to twist that wire back. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Let me just adjust that. So basically on the outside of that line is where I really want to be. Yeah, that's about it. And then the same thing on the other side. Just adjust that a little bit. Yeah, so this is going to roughly be the length of our link. can get that one shaped very nicely there. Just pull it in a little bit. Yeah, that looks okay. Now, if you've got a pair of pliers like mine that have got this little groove in them there, you can see that. You can use those, or you can use your crimping pliers and use the first notch, whichever one you use. Oh, hold on to my pliers. Okay, I'm going to come in on that, and I'm just down a little bit, probably about 2 mil, and I'm just going to squish those together. Actually, it might even turn out nicer if you do use your crimpers, but if you don't have the crimpers and you've got these, use those. So it's like a nice little keyhole. And do the same thing on the other side. Little keyhole on both ends. Okay, so I'm just going to like push these 3 sort of together just to make it easier to hold on to them is all I'm doing. And then I'm going to grab onto this. You have to use your left hand to do this, unless you can figure out another way to do it, but I certainly can't. And I'm grabbing this wire here, and I'm bringing it up and around. And then I'm going to grab my other pair of pliers. You can do this with your fingers, but I prefer to do it with my pliers because I get a nice tight wrap, which I don't seem to be able to do as well using my fingers. Okay, now we're going to cut that off there, but if I was doing this particular link for one of my personal chains or in my jewellery line, I would ball the end of this wire here and then do a design with it, but because we're beginners, I'm not going to do that in this one here, so I'm going to cut that wire off. My cutters. And squish it down. Okay, up to the other end here. How do I do this? I've got to think for a second. It's been a day or two since okay, I know what I did. I'm going to bring this wire around. Just push those closer together. Bring it up and over the front, around the back, and then up. You might have to use your pliers, I do. Grab hold of that. Bring it up and over again. Hold on tight. Kind of make them the same distance if you can. That one's not very good there. I swear I don't know what happens when I get on camera. So I'm going to grab with my pliers again and bring that around, and we want 3 wraps on that. You can do 2 if you want, it's up to you. I just decided on 3 for whatever reason. No particular reason. Fix that up a little bit. Smoosh it down. And then just make sure it's nice and straight. Grab both ends, twist opposite way. So you can have it facing that way, or you can have it facing that way. Up to you. Like, you know, it just looks that little bit different if you notice it, like that to that. So that's our two links for this week. What I thought I would do for my tutorial coming out, well, it's my Monday it comes out, and your Sunday if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, but it's Monday here if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, is I'm going to use these links. I've got a couple more of these ones over here, and put a chain together. I'm not sure if I'll put beads into it yet. I might actually add some seed beads or something. I'm just mulling over in my head what I would to do with this, but just to show you that how to use more than one link, or you know, whatever in a chain, to make like a nice interesting chain. So if you're interested in seeing that, that will be this coming tutorial. As I said, my Monday, your Sunday. Okay guys, that's it from me for this bonus tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like down the bottom. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss future videos that I put out. At the moment, I'm putting out 2 a week. I'll leave a link down the bottom for my Facebook group if you'd like to join. It's a private Facebook group. So it's a safe Facebook group where you can post pictures of your work, ask questions, get advice, all that sort of stuff. I'll also leave a link down there for my Patreon if you'd like to take your wire work up a level or 2 and do some interesting designs with me. I'll leave that link down there as well. Other than that, guys, have a great week. Happy wrapping. Stay safe. Go out there and make something beautiful, and please make sure you're having fun while you're doing it. Bye, guys.